Hey guys, today we are checking out the Rough Country Dual Outlet Performance Axle Back Exhaust System with black tips, fitting all 07 to 18 JK Wranglers. So if you're looking to liven up your JK with a deeper exhaust note while also creating a more aggressive look, this Rough Country Axle Back exhaust is going to be right up your alley. Now this is going to open up that exhaust, increasing a little bit of performance in MPG since you are relieving some of that restriction, but most importantly with this you're getting a deeper exhaust note without a ton of volume, which is great for the daily driver or weekend warrior who wants to hear their exhaust from time to time but doesn't want something that's going to bother them. Now I'm going to rate this a 3 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being completely stock and 5 being wake the neighbors loud. This will definitely increase the volume of your exhaust, but it's not going to be over the top perfect, again, for somebody who doesn't need all of that extra noise but still wants to hear their exhaust system from time to time. Now when it comes to interior noise, this is going to be chambered. I'll get into the construction of this in just a little bit, but you're not going to get a whole ton of drone on the inside of your JK, which is going to be great for those highway cruising situations, making sure that you're very comfortable inside of the cab. Now when it comes to the overall setup with the dual outlet, I would like to mention that this will hang below the bumper and may get banged up if you are doing some crazy rock crawling. So if you are concerned about your departure angles, I would just keep that in mind when taking a look at this kit. However, if you are okay with it hanging just a little below the bumper and you really like the look of a dual outlet exhaust, this thing will be durable and be able to hold up. This will be made of a 16 gauge 409 stainless steel, which will hold up very well, especially with the black powder coat finish on top, giving it a very sleek look, but making sure that the stainless steel underneath does not rust. Now this will also have dual wall 304 stainless steel black tips with the Rough Country logo stamped on the front here for a little bit of extra branded styling, and of course a super sleek look for the rear end of your JK. Now the muffler will be chambered as well, making sure that you're getting a ton of throatiness out of the exhaust without all of that extra drone like I mentioned before. As far as pricing is concerned, this is going to come in at roughly $350, putting this in the middle of the road when it comes to pricing in the category. Now what I really like about this is that you can tell that it's very well built when it comes down to the welds and the overall construction and even the powder coat here. Not to mention, you are getting factory style hangers or factory style stops that are included on the hangers, which you don't see a lot of the time when it comes to exhaust. Usually you'll see little metal clips or washers that are included to go on the end to make sure that everything stays in place. But I really like that they integrated into the construction the fact that this is going to have that factory style hanger. Not to mention, this will come with good materials, being 409 stainless steel. Some other less expensive options may have an aluminized steel construction, and then on the other hand, some very premium choices will be full 304 for the best rust resistance. Now this will have 409, which will hold up incredibly well, and again, you're getting that powder coating on top that's just going to add another layer of protection. So if you're looking to save a couple bucks and you don't need that over-the-top rust resistance that you would out of a 304, but you want a little bit more out of your exhaust when it comes to look and sound, I think that this is going to be a great choice. Now as far as install is concerned, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It is pretty straightforward, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done with the correct hand tools, and one of our installers here is going to walk you through that process step by step. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Tools used for this installation: pry bar, exhaust grommet removal tool, 14 15mm sockets, and 3/8 electric impact gun. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to install our axle back exhaust on our JK. We're going to start with taking some of our hangers off here and a clamp in the back, and then we'll get our exhaust off and get on to our installation. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do, I'm going to take my 15mm on my gun and loosen our hanger on the back of this right here. Next, I'm going to take my exhaust rubber grommet removal tool and remove this hanger here that's holding this side up. Once I have that one done, we'll go over to the other side. Now I'm going to take a pry bar, get up inside here, remove this grommet here. It's a little easier to use a pry bar than that other tool. So I'm going to get up there and remove that now. Now with everything loose, we should be able to wiggle this and remove this right from our vehicle. Now that we have our old exhaust off, we're going to start installing our new exhaust. I'm going to start by installing it in this rubber grommet over here, and then getting it up into our pipe over there. Now I'm going to take my gun with my 15mm and tighten up our 15mm exhaust clamp. So now I'm going to take my 14mm on my impact gun. I'm going to install our tips. That wraps up this review and install of our Rough Country dual outlet performance axle back exhaust with black tips for 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JKs. Thanks for watching, and for all things Jeep, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.